Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Ruhan and my metric number is 1816463. So for this video, our group is going to present about the Malaysia family and the cultural diversity and the national unity. So our group member have Ruhan and Tawfiq and Ahmed. So inshallah now we are moving to the first part is about the background. As we know, Malaysia is an incredibly diverse country with many different ethnic groups, language, and religions. And the people from different ethnic groups usually keep the cultural practice of their ancestors. As a result, Malaysia's society accommodates a rich variety of lifestyle, belief, and values. Therefore, in the background section, we will focus on the three parts. The first one is the origin of the Malay. The second is the cultural diversity of Malaysia, and the third one is the coming of immigrant groups and the setting of our polyethnic society. Who are the Malays? Malays is mean a race and a language, particularly in Peninsular Malaysia and the Malay archipelago. The Malayu refers to groups of Malay race and other names such as the Austronesia or Malay Polynesia in the Southeast Asia, and the natives of Southeast Asia, also found in all over the world, such as Suriname, the South Africa, uh, Madagascar, Sri Lanka, Australia, and the Pacific Isles, and so on. And the population of this group is about 350 million, and they are proud of their customs and traditions. Okay, actually, there are many different school of thoughts as regard to their oranges, and some said they are still blood to eat real orange until to date. However, some school of thoughts, like one by European scholar Rupert, who did study on the backgrounds and the migration of the early Malays, and came out with a theory that the Malays were originated from Yunnan district in China and migrated in various waves of human movement. And lastly, they arrived in Southeast Asia. And the first wave consisting groups known as the Proto Malays came around the 2500 BC, and around the 1500 BC, another second wave group of migration known as the Dutch Malays. They occupied on lowland, uh, fertile land areas near or along to the coast, beaches, and other land areas in Southeast Asia, and their existence affected and resulting the Proto-Malay groups, or the Malay called Orang, Jakun, Samalai, Tamuan, moved into jungles and interior areas. Hence, the Dutch Malays are the present-day Malay community. Okay, now that we already know where the Malays came from, so let's look at how the large number of other ethnicities that exist in Malaysia came to the land. So, Malaysia has been in contact with various ethnicity and nationality groups because this land has been a historical crossroad of Southeast Asia and lying along main sea route between China, India, and the West. So the earlier context arose from trade relationship actually, like with Indian trade, and the Indian civilization had left a heavy imprint on Malay culture, and some have long blended with Malay population. And also earlier contacts with China, like first the visitor being Buddhist monk, were in 14th century. Many Chinese came and engaged in trade and commerce because that time Malacca known as an antiport and uh, trading central, and also contact with European peoples begin with capture of Malacca by Portuguese in 1511 and fought to Dutch in 1641. And the European were interested in trade and the control of navigation and the spread of gospel and uh, Portuguese left important legacy in early colonization, whereby their soldiers married with the local, and their descendants still live in village in Malacca. And the Malayo is called the uh, Portuguese village or Kampong Portuguese. After the British first entered Malaysia in 1786, the British government began to recruit a large number of Chinese and Indians to work in Malaysia in order to facilitate its economic activity. Initiate the British colonial government brought the Chinese to work in many activity, trades, and agricultures. Later brought the Indian groups to work in rubber plantation and other agricultural activities, and took place during that period. At first, the immigrant Chinese and Indian came not for the permanent stay, but to earn some money and return to their homeland. However, in late part of this period, with British incentive of bringing their spouses within and better living condition and more uh, lenient immigration regulation enforced by the British had encouraged them to stay more permanent period. There are the historical factors, the coming of immigrant group of the Chinese and Indian that had resulted to the formation of the present-day Malaysia polyethnic society. Okay, after introducing the reason for the multiracial situation in Malaysia, let's take a look at how diverse Malaysia's culture is now. The first is about the racial diversity. Malaysia has a total population about uh, 32.37 million. The Malaysia and the Malays and the Aboriginals in Malaysia together make up about 69.8 percentage of the population, and Chinese about 22, and Indian is almost 7 percentage, and the other uh, races about 1 percentage. And Malaysia is linguistically diverse. The country has 112 indigenous and 22 foreign languages, and the Malay is the official language of the nation, where English is the most widely spoken second language of the people. And the Chinese, uh, Tamil, uh, Telugu, and Thai and other languages are spoken. And the majority of the Malaysian population, about 61 percentage, are believed in Islam. And the flowers of Buddhism, Christianity, and Hinduism account for uh, 19.8 percentage, uh, 9.2 percentage, and also 6.3 percentage of the country's population, respectively. And other religions like Taoism, Confucianism, and so on also have significant influence. And the religious diversity of Malaysia leads to the celebration of many festivals in the country all year around. And the secular festival like Hari Merdeka or Independence Day, Labor Day, Malaysia Day are also held with great festivals. And the Muslim holiday like Hari Raya Pasa and the Islamic New Year or Awal Muharram and are very prominent. And the Chinese New Year, the Hindu festival of uh, Diwali, Tapsam, and Wasak are some of the other popular celebrations in Malaysia?
My name is Taufik. I want to proceed our presentation. So my part is policies implemented by the government. As we know, Malaysia is a country that is united in its diversity in terms of race, ethnic, culture, language, and religion. So this variation can be a challenge to Malaysia if unity and understanding among its community or citizens are not strengthened. So the government has introduced a concept that will be able to accept that goal, namely the Malaysian family. So what is this, the concept of Malaysian family? The concept or the Malaysian family concept of the new government led by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob outlines 3 characteristics and 20 values. And also this concept introduced on 22 August 2021. This concept is an all-inclusive motto crosses religious and ethnic divides, but us as a family, the honest of the country is dependent on good family upbringing. The characteristics of the Malaysian family, as I mentioned before, is 3 characteristics. The first one is inclusivity. These characteristics values is inclusions, enriching it by cultivating integrity in the family and also promote the trust, a family culture, and also justice as the core of the consolidation of the state and the discussion as a family practice, and also encouraging the acquisition of knowledge, promoting polite communication, instilling morality. The second one is common ground. So the values from this characteristic is unity, truthfulness, political transformation. So enriching it by promoting family responsibility, promoting charitable deeds, fostering harmony. So nurturing an attitude of service, a caring attitude, peace and well-being, and also preserving dignity and honor, encouraging patience. And the last one is contentment. So values from this characteristic is harmony and love. So enriching it by instilling piety, building good mental and physical health, preserving traditions and cultures, instilling love, instilling respect and obedience. So in general, the overall message of this concept is that the Malaysian family can accept similarities and differences based on the values and characteristics of the Malaysian family based on the federal constitutions and Rukun Negara or national pillars. And also the national culture policy in since 1971 has been used as a guide in shaping and maintaining the identity of Malaysia, which has a multiracial society. The concept of the Malaysian family is unearthed equations and no more difference and agreeing to serve the country together. So from this concept, we know this concept emphasizes the importance of unity in a family. Every difference must be celebrated and accepted in order to create a harmonious and united society under the same roof in this country. So, and also you can see the policy of the government from the doubling of the 12 Malaysia plan on 27 September 2021 comes at an opportune time as the nation recovers from the COVID-19 crisis. The 12 Malaysia plan sets the strategic direction for Malaysia development for the period of 2021 to 2025 as we move forward as a nation. This development roadmap aims to exceed the objective of a prosperous, inclusive, sustainable Malaysia, focusing on three themes: resetting the economy, strengthening security, well-being and inclusivity, advancing sustainability. And also, we can see, and also the government produced the Malaysian Family Unity Plan 2021-2025. The objectives is to strengthen national unity and integration based on the federal constitutions and national pillars to forming a national identity with a spirit of patriotic identity, caring, tolerance, respectful, and responsible to produce Malaysians who are respect and practice unity. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Riadin Nasution. I will continue our presentation in 5 suggestions on ways to further maintain unity. It is common for a country made up of a multiracial society will face problems to achieve the unity. This is due to the difference the cultural backgrounds, language, beliefs, and in other. However, be aware of the importance of the unity in ensuring developing countries. Then the consolidated educational institutions are considered one of the mediums that will be able to achieve the unity. So in this occasion, I will share a few ways to achieve the unity. So the first one is parents need to instill the spirit of interracial unity in their children. This is very important because the children they grow up with their what are the knowledge they know from the seen their children. So the second one is consolidate educational institution since primary school. As we know, we have particular school known as Sekolah Kebangsaan or SK or SJKC Sekolah Kebangsaan Cina and SJKT Sekolah Kebangsaan Tamil. This division not only affects the unity among the children, but also creates an educational gap between them due to the unequal implementation of the curriculum. Therefore, we must create only one type of national school that brings together children and teenagers regardless of their background and provides the best education because they will interact and associate with each other and which will result in mutual understanding. So the third one is celebrate the day of the festival together. Another effort that can be planned to strengthen unity between the race is to celebrate the day of the celebration together. For example, is visiting each other, eating and drinking together, and holding an open house. Malaysia is one of the community that celebrate many festivals throughout the years, such as the Chinese New Year, and Hari Raya Idul Fitri, Hari Raya Idul Adha, Diwali, Waisak, and Christmas. So the fourth one, empowering sports activities in the community. From another perspective, interracial unity can be fostered also by strengthening activities in the community. In addition to health benefits, sport and recreational activities are also to produce a cooperative nature and tolerance for each other. So sport and recreational activities are very easy to participate and can be done in daily basis regardless of the time and age group in the community. So the fifth one is intensify volunteer and charitable activities. Along with that, intensifying volunteer and welfare activities in the community can also create interracial unity. This effort has been practiced by our society since time, namely gotong royong. This value of humanity applied to every individual so that the unity between us will not be a problem in our society. In essence, activity participants and activism and volunteer or charitable activities can add the value to international unity. Then the media have to also spread the positive message about the importance of unity. As we know, the media or the people know the what happened today is from the media in the world. Is from the media. I mean, so it is very important. The media give the positive message how important is the unity. So the last one is always be tolerant and avoid the quarrels and the misunderstanding. That's all for me. Thank you.
So, all in all, Malaysia is one of the most diverse countries in Southeast Asia and even the world. And Malaysia are united not only by culture, patriotism, and the government's effort, but also by a shared understanding of many faiths. However, in order to maintain unbreakable unity, the government as well as the people of Malaysia will have to contribute in all its aspects to meet its unique environment and the social culture and the spiritual needs. So this is all from our group. Thanks for listening, and hopefully, uh, what I talk in this video can share some useful knowledge to you. So, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.